15 years, October 2003 we started out. It wasn't planned, it just fell into insurance, something I looked into, something I found very fascinating, and I thought, yeah, I'd like to have a go at that. Incredible journey. When we first started out, it's always been a regulated industry, and at the time it was the GISC, the General Insurance Standards Council, which then became the FSA, the Financial Services Authority, and now is the FCA. So there's been incredible changes over the years, highs and lows, but it's been interesting. Initially we started out as a predominantly taxi broker. We were doing wheels, motor trade, fleets, predominantly taxi, and at one point we were the Midlands leading taxi broker, and we held that position for about 8-9 years. Then the motor insurance industry sort of showed a decline, so we took the decision to change the dynamics of the business, and started looking at property owners, commercial combines, professional indemnity, and things like that. So for the first 8 years we were pretty strong and had a very good premium turnover just on taxi business, and that was nationwide. It's down to regulation and the complex risks that we insure daily. The risks that we are insuring now are complex. You need competent brokers, and I think any regulation that's coming in is to make sure that brokers that are broking are competent in what they're doing. Yes, I think they've weeded out a lot of the small-time brokers, and are focused on competent brokers and people who know what they're doing. The good old days, we had filing cabinets, we had files for 7 years. Now we have fantastic systems, CRMs that hold all the data. The calls are all recorded now, everything's done electronically. And I think most brokerages now are working towards paperless. That's from the point the client calls all the way up until the policy documents are sent out to the client. The whole journey is now paperless. Documents are still stored, but now they, rather than a hard copy being stored, is stored in the cloud. Insurance has always been regulated, and data has always been regulated within the insurance industry, and how we use that data. So GDPR coming in actually was not much of a hindrance for us. We just changed a few of our documents and T&Cs, but the practices that GDPR promotes, we've always upheld them practices throughout the insurance industry, because the farming of data and data capture and cold calling within the sector has always been very tightly controlled. Business owners are business owners. You know, whatever industry they are related to, that's their niche, that's their field, that's what they know. They don't always understand the insurance and the implications upon them and the exposure that they have. Hence they call a broker, a reputable broker, for the advice. What we like to do is actually go out to the business, visit the business, understand the DNA of the business, and then give them adequate cover. Unfortunately, we do come across policies or businesses that are underinsured or not appropriately insured. The property letting industry is changing, I think, daily, as is the insurance for it. Like, there's a new concept at the moment, rent to rent. Not many of the big insurers are able to accommodate rent to rent, or even understand the concept of rent to rent. Landlords, sometimes they buy a property, they get it insured, but sometimes it's not the proper cover. Like malicious damage, if somebody grows a crop in your house or damages your house, are you actually covered? A basic landlord policy won't cover you for that. You have to have the right extensions. Legal expenses, if you fall into a dispute. Not many people realise that if you haven't got the relevant cover, you're going to come unstuck. So it's always good to make sure that you've checked the policy wording, you've spoken to the broker, explained to the broker exactly what it is you require. The broker will then send a quote out to you, a quotation schedule, a statement of fact. Read that and understand that, and with that will be attached certain conditions. Read the conditions and make sure that you fulfill them. Otherwise, the policy is nil and void. The tenant types are changing. You've got this new concept of supported living. Again, many insurers can't can't accommodate that on a traditional platform. So you've got to really have a chat with your broker and explain to them exactly what it is you're doing, what type of tenants you got. Are they DSS? Are they students? Are they professional working people? Are they asylum seekers? Are they even the homeless? And all these questions have an impact on your premium. Well, they have an obligation, they have a liability, they have an exposure. So land liability, if depending on the type of project they're doing, they have massive exposure. So again, the right advice, the right broker, the right insurance partner. I'd say insurance partner rather than insurance broker, because they need to understand the logistics of your business and the whole DNA. Again, the commercial combined is for most businesses. Most businesses will require a commercial combined. Now, the word business is massive. It could be your manufacturer, it could be a wholesaler, it could be your local carpet retailer. You know, again, as a brokerage, as an insurance partner, we like to go out and understand the business, feel the business, see exactly what's going on, and then advise them of the right insurance product for them. Sometimes these things can't be done over the phone. You cannot get an understanding. There's an apprenticeship business. You need to understand exactly what goes on in that business, who plays what role, what the exposure is. Sometimes you can't get that message over the phone. It's diluted. At the moment now, it's becoming it's become part and parcel of your commercial combined package. However, some people choose to have a very low amount because it reduces the premium. But in the event that you are unable to trade, business interruption will come in very handy, because although you can't trade, your expenses are still outgoing. You're still paying salaries, you've still got a mortgage to pay, you've still got your own expenses to run, and business interruption will cover that area for you. Any person or any individual offering professional advice needs professional indemnity insurance. Ourselves as insurance brokers, we are tasked with advising you about the right insurance product. We have a professional insurance that backs us if we advise you of the wrong product. Lawyers, accountants, coaches, mentors, these people are advising other people. So if you are in that industry, you need to have professional indemnity, and if you are using the services of such individuals, then always make sure that the person you're using or the organization that you're using has professional indemnity insurance. There has been many cases where the organization hasn't had the relevant PI insurance, and that can result in a lot of mess. As a rule, any commercial combined policy, we always offer the client directors and officers. That protects the directors and the senior layer of that business against disputes. And as a business, we strongly recommend and advise all clients who are taking a commercial combined policy to take that cover. The industry, we're facing challenges. For example, cyber liability. At the moment, it's a massive thing. How do you go and how do you insure cyber liability? Because you may take out a product and the next day somebody may come out with a different virus. It's not really covered. So the challenges within the insurance industry at the moment are enormous, and covering certain risks are becoming a challenge. But thankfully, the big insurers, they are in line with this, and they're adopting accordingly. So the industry, the thing is, people will always need insurance, irrespective of what happens. And the insurance industry as a whole, I think, is keeping up with the changes. So the future's pretty okay. With personal lines, for the vehicle that you drive and the house that you live in, you have many online platforms. When it comes to commercial insurance, right, as I said before, sometimes over the phone you can't convey the full message, and the insurer cannot understand the full DNA of your business. Online commercial insurance is not widely available, and I don't think it's always best to have a broker who can come out and visit your site, look at your business and understand your business, because every business is different, every business is unique. You may have 2 shoe shops or 2 clothes shops, but the DNA of that business, insurance-wise, will be different. We're actually finding it very good because we've got some fantastic relationships with the insurers, and actually they would prefer us to deal with it rather than them. So we've got some amazing relationships, and the business that we pass to them, they wouldn't go after themselves. First of all, when you get insured, there's certain T&Cs that as a business owner you have to adhere to. In the commercial combined SME sector, health and safety is a major thing. So we obviously advise people to get the health and safety sorted. If your policy is right and you've done everything based on the T&Cs, then there's no reason for a claim to be declined. The only time a claim is declined is when there's some sort of discrepancy on behalf of you as the client when you've filtered the information through, or the policy is incorrect. So we offer a claim service, but we will put the client in touch with the insurer, report the claim to the insurer, and then follow up and make sure that the claim is dealt with in an appropriate manner. But it comes down to the information that you supply at the time of inception. That must be correct, and this is why we tend to go out, understand the business, get a feel of the business, and make sure that the client's got the right cover. That's the general perception, but no, as I said, if you've given the full information as requested, then there's no reason for the insurance company not to pay out. We've had claims paid out on the same day, within hours of the claim happening. Insurance companies get a bad name, the insurance industry gets a bad name, but if you've adhered to all the T&Cs, you've ticked all the boxes, you've given the correct information, there's absolutely no reason for any insurer to turn around and decline your payment. Our journey has been incredible. As we've grown over the past 15 years, but particularly in the last 3 years, we're now national. We've got several branches up and down the country. We're insuring some of the landmarks of the UK, and it's growing amazingly. We were in the outskirts of Birmingham. We've now moved to a central location. The perception of the business, the whole identity of the business has totally changed. There's some staff that have been with us for a very long time. We are recruiting for new staff as well. But I think coming to the city has done us a lot of justice. We're in amongst the corporates. Not to say that we don't want the SMEs. They are always business, but we're having a lot more fun with the corporates. We identified an issue in terms of health and safety issues in places of worship, and this seemed apparent across the board. And after investigating it further, I kind of had a few conversations with a few of the organisations that says, look, having an insurance policy in place alone is not enough. You need to have the health and safety in place. You need to have the CRB checks in place. There's various things that need to be done. So we started offering consultation on that, and as a result, we're now one of the largest places of worship insurers around. But it's not just insurance we do. We go in and we do the whole package for them. We have branches up and down the country, so if somebody calls us from London, our London office can pop out and go and see the business. We do like to go out and actually see the business. Sometimes people don't know exactly what the insurance broker is looking for or what the insurance company is looking for. The information sometimes can be distorted, can be watered down. So we need to get a full essence of the business. So if there is a claim, there's absolutely no reason for the insurer to turn around and decline the claim.